Hello and welcome back to Warhammer Wednesday here on Paladin Gaming. We are revisiting the Archon Studios City Ruins set. And I have to rate this lower than I do the Cathedral or especially the Forge, but the Foundry, and I will show you why here. I have built two walls as prototypes here. Take those headers off to show you. So the pillars for the city ruins, unlike the other sets, do not have a hollow in the middle. They have defined sockets for the magnets, so I cannot use my trick of putting a big magnet loose in the middle to reorient towards the walls and leave the sockets open for the little fittings. That's okay because these are square pillars, so there is no diagonal. To put them on. Anyway, however, here is the problem. I have here a 5 by 3 millimeter magnet, and I'm going to try to make sure the polarity is double sure the polarity is right. That is correct. And I'm going to try to put it in this socket. As you can see there, it is not going. What I got to do, because the holes are too tight to admit 5 millimeter diameter magnets. So what I've been having to do is use a hammer. Of course, because the hammer is ferrous, that is easier said than done. Now that that's happened, I need to check my polarity again. Okay. It's done, and I want that side facing out because it's the one that'll stick to the end of the wall. And the hole's about 4 millimeters deep. It's supposed to be inset a little. So I had to actually improvise an awl out of a piece of sprue. On second thought, let's protect my desktop, shall we? So I have a little piece of Games Workshop sprue here that happens to have a little round protrusion on the end, so I cut that off and have to use that as an awl to tap the magnet in. I actually need a hard surface, so I'm going to have to risk my desk. And there, the magnet is in. But as you can see, that is much more effort than it really needs to be. But once it's done, and it also consumes like 3 times as many magnets as the other sets because of it, but because it has to have 3 magnets in the pillars where I previously would have used 1. But once it goes together great. So having shown you the problem, I'll put this aside for the moment and show you how this works. So I put 5 by 5 millimeter magnets in the end of the wall and the top and bottom of each pillar because those sockets are deep enough to fit it. Actually, the top and bottom are big enough to are 5 millimeters deep, and they'll fit the magnets. The one on the end is about 4 millimeters deep, so the magnet protrudes a little bit. But that's okay because the other sockets are 4 millimeters deep, so this magnet sockets into there and disappears just fine. And it is still strong enough to hold the walls up like that. Also, these are those little eagle top. These are the eagle toppers I noted in the unboxing. They have a socket in the bottom big enough for a 5 by 5 millimeter magnet. So bam, bam, and so because I have to occupy the sockets with magnets, I'm going to have to magnetize all the little bits too. So this is going to use a lot more magnets than the other sets. But it's what we had to work with, and I'm glad I only got 1 core set because this would get really expensive really quick if I had gone with 3 the way I did for the cathedral. So, but once it goes together, it works. Once it's together, it works great. So that's about all I have to say. I will say for now. I will follow up probably next week with how the flooring and the vertical bundle goes together. So this has been Paladin. This has been Warhammer Wednesday here on Paladin Gaming. This will go up in the morning, and the regular Dawn of War 2 release will go up as usual at 5 Eastern this afternoon. So this is Paladin Gaming signing off. The Emperor protects.